Hi, we're going to do a video not too long hopefully about how we start our seeds no matter what kind we are doing. We use a medium of coco coir. It comes in, you can buy it in little squares like this. I buy it in 11-pound blocks and I cut them on my bandsaw to smaller sizes so I can handle them. If you wanted to use the whole 11 pounds at once, you put it in a wheelbarrow, something like that. Keep adding water and get it loosened up. But it goes from this to this, and this has moisture that I've added to it to break it down. You have to break it with your hands and moisten it, loosen it up. But it's a nice, sterile medium to plant in. We've tried using our regular potting soil and different things, and we had trouble some with diseases. We still once in a while get a little damp off occasionally with our tomatoes, but we'll spray in for that. But we love this. It's very it's pretty economical, and it retains the moisture very well. And so we'll just show you a little bit what we do, and then we'll finish up and come back and show you the finished product. But the way we do, these are 3-inch net cups you can buy on Amazon or any hydroponic store or something like that. But we reuse them. We also sterilize them before we use them again with a Clorox solution in the water to make it sterile. But I like this so that it's pretty moist. As you see, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm wringing water out of it, but not an excessive amount. But notice how we do it. I just put it in and pack it in good. I add more to it like this, and then notice that it pushes out around. I just clean that off my hand. I just clean it like this on the top. Sometimes there's a little piece of something that's a little big. Do like that, and then I put them over here. So, Sherry, do you want to get over and be prepared to... So see, it pushes out, clean it off, clean the top off flat, nice and smooth. We can get 18 of these in a 10 by 20 tray. And so if you put it, it needs to be able to wick up, so force it in there pretty good and clean it off, and there you go. Now I'll let Sherry show you how we do it. Normally I fill the whole thing, but she has, we're planting peppers today, and this is real. We plant our peppers around the first of the year and transplant them out in our garden around March the 1st. So we grow them for 2 months in here, and we'll show you different stages. But we prune our peppers back when they get about 4 or 5 leaves on them, and I'll show you that in another video. But she uses a toothpick. The seeds, for any of the seeds, they're small. Peppers are fairly decent size, but she'll notice she dips the toothpick in the water to get just a little moisture on it, and then she dabs it in and picks up seed. We're planting 2 or 3 seeds in each one just to make sure we get one. We're only going to want to come up with 15, but we're going to plant 18 just to make sure that we have what we need. But she does all the fine work, or we'd be in trouble. But that's the way she does that. And so we don't want to bore you with doing the whole thing. We'll go ahead and finish out this. Then we'll show you what we do after that. Just to finish up our planting of our seeds, in this case pepper seeds, we do the same with tomato. We do the same with all of them. We just use smaller net cups for others that are only there for a couple of weeks or 3, and they'll work fine. I just want to make a comment about the coco coir. Some people think that there's salt that's a problem. just look for different makers that say washed and so on. We haven't had a problem when we've done that, and it's worked terrifically. It just comes up so well. These are trays that have do not have holes in the bottom. The reason they don't is that as soon as these come up and plants start growing, what we do when you'll see that it'll dry out some on the top, and you can lift them and feel the weight. It's much lighter when there's no water in it. When that happens, I have a mixture of hydroponic fertilizer that I use, and I mix 6 grams of our tomato blend fertilizer, 3 grams of Epsom salts, and 6 grams of calcium nitrate in 3 gallon. I mix that up good, and on our videos you'll see how to do that for out in the other. You'll notice this is a little lighter mix because they're just tender plants starting, so I start out with a little lighter mix. But again, when they get to where they're needing a little water, then I just lift one and I'll pour some in, and what it does is wick it up right into it, and you can tell when you've got enough because it wicks up and it gets the top all moist. You have to kind of be careful because you don't want to leave them sitting in water. But if you put it in and just watch a little bit, and then if it needs more, add. And it can have a little in the bottom. It'll evaporate off pretty fast. So we've got our different varieties planted here. They're ready to go. The key now, if you can see, we have them on a heating mat. We germinate our tomatoes and peppers at 80 degrees. This mat has, you can see it's 67 now because of the water and the stuff that's in it, but it's heating set to 80 degrees, and it will hold within a degree of that. Another thing that we do until they need light, until they start showing, you need to check them quite often, because after 2 or 3 days, they may start sprouting. And as soon as they do, if you keep them in the dark, they'll just get so tall and gangly they won't be good. So as soon as they start popping through, I put them in light. And I have a light system I can show you later that I supplemented, or if it's dark out. But we're fortunate here in the Phoenix area, there's outside of our garage, we just wheel them out in the sun, and they just love it. And we'll keep them this way for 2 months in here, and the roots will pretty much air prune, and after about a month I will cut them, and I'll show you that process. Cut them off so that they get stockier and branch out, and then we'll transplant them around the 1st of March. So we'll have them in here a couple of months. But the last thing we do after we got them on the heat and so on, I have this sprayer, and I just go through and spray the tops just to make sure that they're staying moist. And that cocoa coir will soak that water up just so great. And I just saturate them really good just to get the seeds a good start. And you probably do this maybe once a day, and so we'll do that. And then we have these plastic covers that we just put on the top, and that just helps the moisture from evaporating into the air and dissipating too quickly, and it keeps them moist. They'll come up, and this will all fog up and get water on it, and I'll just come along and bump them like this, knock the water down occasionally. Then I can see the plants better. But anyway, we'll show you later after they pop up and how we cut them back and prune them. So hope this helps you.